The 49ers beat the Packers 37-20 in the NFC Championship game. And here's the thing. Packers fans especially, are going to blame either the Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers or they're going to blame the Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. And I think it's just all silly nonsense. I wouldn't blame the quarterback or the coach. People are going to say, well, Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions, and no one's going to pay attention to the fact that one of those interceptions was at the end of the game, kind of a final prayer, hoping to get a big play downfield. And, Rodgers was 31 for 39 passing. He had only 8 incompletions the entire game. And the Packers are moving the ball really well. Aaron Rodgers is not the reason why the 49ers lost, the Packers lost the game. And then some people will say, well, remember the Packers were losing 27-0 at halftime. That's on the head coach. Matt LaFleur is the reason why the Packers lost. And yeah, the Packers were losing horribly at halftime. They were down 27 points. But I wouldn't blame their head coach either. Why did the 49ers win? Why did the 49ers beat the Packers? Why are they the team headed to the Super Bowl? It's their defensive line. The 49ers defensive line dominated. In this game, they've dominated for weeks. And Aaron Rodgers, the Packers quarterback, was running around a ton, avoiding pressure, trying to survive behind the line of scrimmage. The Packers couldn't run the ball because they were so badly beaten up front by that same 49ers defensive line. Any criticism you can give the Packers for losing, I think, is immediately disproven when you just consider the fact that the 49ers dominated the game up front. I mean, it's pretty clear to me. Everything they tried to run, they tried to throw the ball, they tried to run the ball. Everything they did on offense, the Packers I'm talking about, was blown up by the 49ers defensive line. Now, yeah, the Packers put a couple drives together late in the game, made it 37-20 rather than 37-7. But, I mean, I don't know. This is exactly what happened earlier in the year when the 49ers and the Packers played. We got a repeat of the same game, basically, is that the 49ers defensive line was so dominating, it didn't matter what the Packers ran. It's not coaching. You have to admit that sometimes in football, sometimes it's just so simple that the 49ers were bigger, faster, and stronger athletes. That's why they won. Their defensive line was just dominating on Sunday against the Packers. Now, there is another false narrative. I hate fantasy football crap. People think that stats equate to talent. They're wrong. And the 49ers quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, listen to his stat line in the NFC Championship game. He was 6 for 8 passing. He threw 8 total passes in the game. He had 77 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And some people will say that because Jimmy Garoppolo's stats were so low, he did nothing and he sucks. Fantasy football crap. Drives me nuts, man. The 49ers ran the ball 42 times. Let me repeat that. The 49ers ran the ball 42 times. Raheem Mostert, their running back, had 29 carries for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. The 49ers didn't need Jimmy Garoppolo to do very much in this game because their running game was so dominant. Having low stats doesn't mean that Jimmy Garoppolo had a bad game. It just means that the 49ers dominated by so much, they didn't need their quarterback to do very much. It drives me nuts. People don't seem to understand. Stats don't mean you're talented. Really what that shows, the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo only had to throw 8 passes for 77 yards in the game on Sunday, what that tells me is, oh my gosh, the 49ers are an incredibly talented football team. They're so good, they can win without their quarterback even doing very much. It doesn't reflect at all on Jimmy Garoppolo. All that reflects on is how talented and how gifted the 49ers offense is, especially at running the ball, which is their strength.